Oh, you bitch.
I got two.
Oh, nice.
That's very white of you.
I know. That's why I did it.
Just
Education flex.
that just takes the
Which has
cake.
been shit because I still make less than Duante.
Oh, no.
Shh. We're trying to start the show, you son of a bitches. Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Good morning, Seattle.
Shut up! I'm not taking your shit today. Yo. Yep. Yo. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Yo, we missed a month. It happens. But we're back. I think we're back better than ever. Everybody in the room has their own reason to be happier. And when I say that, I say that a lot because we all grow, we all thrive, and we all move apart and come back together. And that even happens on podcasts with people and their schedules and their time and their energy. And in this case, I can honestly say Autastic Artists is back at probably 150%. I know if you can't tell, guess what? We're not with my closet background anymore. Yeah! SuitMan moved up in the world, baby. We got the penthouse. Look at that. Janejira's even on time with her fucking sound effects. See, that's a great start to the morning. I gotta say, that's pretty damn good. We've already got a good sound effect timing. We're 1 for 1 already. But SuitMan moved to the penthouse, right? We've got Audra's doing comedy, and Janejira's got a new fucking computer. If you're
Hell yeah.
Let's start there. If you're a person like me, all you're thinking is what I said before. Janejira watches a whole lot more porn. And I'm like, no, that's not the answer. That's not the answer. Even though I thought that was funny, that is not the answer. So the answer is that now we'll have somebody who can edit our stuff for us in-house, and we will have more shows to offer when we are on the radio.
Yes.
And we haven't done this on any of our episodes, so let's give it a shout out. You know what we're on, and if you don't know, you may be listening to us now on KMWV 98.3. If you're in the Oregon area, this may be playing in your car right now. And if you're not in the Oregon area and you're watching live, well, guess what? One day, if you're in Oregon, you could listen to this while it's playing in your car right now.
Yeah.
So, we change the show up. We always do something earlier, have a topic. This time I don't want to do a topic. I want Audra and Jane to talk about what they've been going on and what's the new for them real quick. Well, not Audra, I guess. Janejira, tell them what's going on. Tell them what you did last night. Won't we talk about that?
Well, last night I did zombie makeup for my boyfriend's movie because the makeup artist couldn't make it. So I was like, you know what? I can do drag and heroin makeup. That's probably close enough. Am I right? Let's see how this goes. And I nailed it, and it was fantastic. And we finished, and it was a great time.
Can we back up because there was
hold on. Aren't you always supposed to finish? Isn't that what we talked about on Dating with the...
Wrong podcast.
Hey, that's a great segue. Later, everybody, we'll be talking about intimacy and orgasms on Dating with Disabilities. So we'll finish that conversation later. Go ahead, Audra. What were you going to ask?
I was going to say, because that was a lot of information. So can we back up at the beginning and just unpack all of that real quick? Let's start with the first one, which is Janejira has a boyfriend.
Whoa.
This is not Dating with Disabilities. Again, we're going to save that for later. So let's talk about the artist part of that whole thing.
We'll come back to that.
All right. So let's talk about, well, I'm going to get yelled at for being Dating with Disabilities, but let's talk about how to use liquid latex and makeup.
Yes.
Again, a segue. No, go ahead.
So basically what it is I mean, it starts out as liquid and you put it on your skin and then it becomes a solid and then it makes fake flesh. And what I did was I got a cotton pad and shredded it up and like just put it on top to make this disgusting zombie flesh rotting wound and covered it in like gray and green and like red and put fake blood all over it. Bam, you're infected.
Oh my gosh, I love this. So
Yes.
if you're listening to this, think about what you have to go through as an artist. Even on your canvas, you have to mix colors, and so in this time you're like trying to think. You're as an artist, you're getting in the zone.
Yeah, you have to think, what color is dead skin?
Yeah,
And
so you're in
then-
the zone of dead skin.
And then the
Like,
zombie has a
I'm
dark
just
skin complexion,
thinking,
so I had to like
and I'm
mix
not
it
being
together.
racist here, but I think it's somewhere in between like Thai and Cambodian, right? It's got to have that little tinge to it, right? Like, is there a shade here? I watched a lot of K-pop movies. Usually they use the darker Asians for the zombies. I'm just saying.
I mean, yeah, that's true. We got a good starter skin tone. It's because we dead inside. We're working so hard.
Dead inside and outside now. We dead inside and outside now.
When we say work to death, we mean it.
Oh my gosh. That did not take the turn that I wanted it to, but all right.
Yeah, fun fact, in the movie Warm Bodies, Nicholas Hoult sat in the makeup chair for 2 hours for his zombie look. It's hardcore. We did not have 2 hours. My bae was like, can you give me an ETA on this? And I was like, less than 40 minutes, but more than 10. I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Again, he's stealing my lines. That's what I say. You know what I mean? Like less than 40, but definitely more than 10.
I mean, yeah. I mean, considering this is the person who's like, okay, I'm autistic and I've got to like, make sure that I plan my day. Otherwise it's going to go all awry. And now you've got to like go in and be makeup artist.
Work.
Yeah.
Yes.
In this amount of time.
I gotta think on my feet so fast.
Yeah, that doesn't work for us.
I know, it's hard. But it was a lot of fun. So that was great.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
So that's enough about you. I'm sorry, Jane.
Audra, it's your turn.
It's her day. Everybody say hello to the princess, Audra.
Yes.
Well, I want to start a couple of different places because we've never interviewed you. And so this whole time you've just kind of been Audra. And some things are assumed. There's a lot of things I really have never asked you that I wanted to ask you about. And then the best part is you've decided to become a comedian, which I know isn't like part of it is one of your good friends myself started doing comedy and you're like, fuck it. I mean, if he can do it, I can do it, which is very insulting. I hate it when people do that. You know what I mean? Like, you're not that fucking funny. I think I can do it better than you anyways, right? Like
every comedian says that.
There's those two things that you do, and I do both of them now, modeling and comedy. Those are only two professions where you can tell somebody, yeah, I'm a model, and they're like, ooh. Yeah, right? You tell somebody you're a comedian and the same thing, they're, oh, I didn't think of you as funny, but okay. Right, the same thing. So what are you, a hand model? Foot model? Hairy model? Like, you must be a hair model because it's definitely not your looks. So
no, Duante's a house model.
Oh, you son of
Whoa.
Whoa. So
I'm
you're
an Asian
saying I was a
model.
house slave? That's very white of you. See, there you go. She's
Again.
like, she said model for Negro. That's fucked up, Audra. We're gonna get you canceled already.
I love you.
That was pretty good, though. That was pretty good. That's very, I'm gonna get you sent a book. Anyway, so there's the question I want to ask was actually a good one. So you have these 47 acronyms on whoever you are or whatever you do, right? And that's not an insult. That's just, you know what I mean? What it is, not you don't just call it what it is. So what are those acronyms for?
Okay, so I have all my masters and all my credentials go at the end of my name. And so I have a master's of science in biomedical sciences. I have one in psychology with a minor or basically a background in neuroscience. And then I also have, I'm a qualified autism service practitioner, and I am a board certified cognitive specialist. And yeah, that's
Good job. We stand education.
That didn't answer anything. So we're gonna try this again. We're gonna ask her this question again and see if she can explain it. So when it says this month's guest, Audra Sisak, QASP, BCCS, founder owner of Healthy Wings Therapy, PLLC, Partnership Limited Liability Corporation. Got that one. That one's the easy one. Guess what? I got LLC too. The question I was asking is, what is QASP and what is BCCS?
That's the qualified autism service practitioner and board
Bingo!
certified.
Stop. Finally. We've been doing this for fucking years. You son of a bitch. And I had to finally tell her, I know it. What is QASP? Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm not cussing at her. I'm cussing for all you viewers who are like, yeah, I was wondering too. I saw that long after thing. She didn't really answer your question either. So a qualified autism support. What was the last
service practitioner.
Service practitioner. Okay. And what does that mean? What is that? How do we have those? Because I'm self-diagnosed. I've never seen QASP. Didn't know what those were. How do they help? What is that?
Normally for adults, they're not really used for adults, but they're usually used for kids. And we help with your supportive environment, executive functioning skills, which is like working memory, your memory issues, or if you're having procrastination issues or organization. And we also work on adaptive living skills, which is anything you do during the day. So if someone is having a hard time maybe dressing themselves or any of those kinds of communication, I'm here to help, and I'm here to coach you through.
Thank you. About time we got some quality answers out of you today.
Remember, I'm autistic too. I'm going to give you the literal answer.
It's okay. Oh, is that your excuse today? Is that what we're doing? That's how she's listening. Remember, we're not doing that. We're not doing that today. So then the one that's next is the BCCS, right? What is the BCCS?
The board certified cognitive specialist just gives, I know, this just basically says that I took extra courses about the brain. And so I can work with individuals who have more than just autism. I specialize in also things like epilepsy, Alzheimer's, Tourette's, and all of those other co-occurring conditions.
No, I did get a question. We're being interactive today. I'm on it. Hey, I told you, hey, this new space got me feeling some sort of way. So one of the people watching, Berta Lawrence asked, and she's in California, so I know resources aren't always going to be the same, right? But correct. She asked, what kind of resources are there for adults who've never had services, or who helps us?
Unfortunately, there's not a lot, right? So I have a few people that I am friends with, know personally, that I will recommend, and they are life coaches. Coaching is great. Duante knows that because you referee and also probably did some coaching, I would imagine, at some point with your sports.
It's so totally different kind of coaching. We'll not comment on that. Don't you ever dare put those two in the same thing. They're totally different. There's no winner or loser.
It's not the same.
It's not the same.
You did the Candy Crush thing. Like, what are you doing? Bam, bam, like Candy Crush.
No, I mean, it's like a coach help support the other individual.
I hear that part. I'm just saying
that part is what I'm relating to. So that life coach would go out and help the other individual, but they don't do it at a, I guess, medical professional level. There's no assessments, but a life coach can definitely help an adult since they're there to, they can make their own decisions.
All right, that works. And then it said, what is let's talk about the last one. We got through all your acronyms, okay? We got through all your letters, right? Not saying right or wrong, but right. And then, so what do you do at Healthy Wings Therapy?
So I founded this, and I am the owner. So I see clients every week with helping on those executive functioning, and adaptive living skills. I also provide mental health services and counseling. I see a lot of kids who have anxiety. It's unfortunate.
You know, it's
So,
funny you say that is through our process of me being self-diagnosed and then basically formally diagnosed by the King County Autism Resource Center. ARC interviewed me and was like, "Yeah, we feel like you may be on the spectrum." And then we got done with the interview, and he was like, "Yeah, you definitely are,
yeah.
Bo. It's okay." And I was like, I don't get what you're saying right now, but I guess the
Welcome to the club.
Yeah,
What
right.
do you mean?
I didn't know I was part of this great club. Thank you for letting me in. I didn't know I was even VIP. Looks like I got 3 stamps already. How'd you get 3 stamps? They just got, you're an asshole, right? Like, kind of felt some sort of way. Like, why is I already got 3 stamps? How I just got this card? I don't think I'm supposed to come with stamps. Not sure this is a good thing. They're saying I get stamps already. But with that being said, what is it that, I think for a lot of people and not hearing it out, but the whole idea of anxiety and learning disabilities, especially for minorities, I think is just combed over. And so
Yeah.
I don't know if I've talked this about before, but I had the moment where me and my daughter bonded 2 years ago. And I was talking to her about something, and I looked her in the eye and I was like, "It feels like you can't talk right now, right?" And she was like, "Yeah." And she was just kind of, and I was like, and we talked about mutism. Yeah, we did talk about this once. And I looked at her and I said, "So you have all these things you want to say, but you can't say them, and you're saying them in your head, but you're not saying anything." And I was, "Oh, you know how I know? Because I do that shit." And she was like, "Oh, no way!" And I was, "Yeah."
Bring it in.
Yeah.
I almost thought, like, if she was older and we were both women, she'd have been like, "Bitch," and I'd be like, "Yeah, bitch." You know what I mean? That moment, right? You get it too, bitch. Yes, I do. Oh my god. Right? But it was one of those where I think for a lot of kids, they all have anxiety. I think a lot of kids have anxiety, ADHD. We talked about this as talked to some friends about this. Like they talked about Kyrie Irving and a lot more of these athletes having mental issues and breakdowns. And I said, I think that comes from the lack of bullying and toxicity in sports, that a lot of people with mental health issues are now going pro because they're no longer being forced out of a sport for some of those issues. And so I think that these are all things that are going to become more normal than unnormal. You know what I mean? Like every kid's getting that time. Sorry. So my apologies.
No, I think, it is something that I've seen as very prominent. It is increasing, especially with the pandemic. I've seen a lot of that happening. And it's unfortunate because of a lot of autistic people have anxiety that's rooted behind, either again, learning disabilities, they're undiagnosed, they can't have friends, they're being bullied themselves, and so they can't make friends. And so yeah, I do see that a lot. And what I really want is I wish the education system would recognize mental health just like they recognize physical health and education,
Yes.
because I am seeing more and more kids to the point where they have anxiety so bad they can't even process and learn. And if you don't feel safe in your environment, you cannot engage.
Yeah, there's a lot to be said about that. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot to be said about people learning how to cope, give people space, and then I think a lot of it also though is kids and people understanding that they can manipulate the system, and that's a whole different conversation. Because when we get into education, I know there's a lot of people that aren't getting the resources they want, and then I know there's a lot of wasted resources on rich kids who are just
Ooh, bingo, because I service, especially Healthy Wings, we have very low fees and reasonable fees because and we do offer scholarships, when we get the funds that come in. And it's because we service the lower income families. We try to service those who are the most in need. And I do have at least one volunteer case or pro bono case that I work every year.
You heard that here. At least one or two of you mugs out there, if you need help, Audra's got to pick up one of you. We should just do a form and be like, oh, who's the... Well, maybe what we should do...
I do. I have a form.
Do more than one, right? More than one a year, right?
I wish I could. I'm really just by myself, guys. I can only work as fast as I can.
Hey,
Oh, no.
do like in kickboxer, not Sue Cow. Not Sue Cow. Not Sue Cow. Go ahead, Jane.
What?
I interrupted you. Oh, well.
No, I didn't say anything.
Whatever. I'm not saying shit. I'm on the sound effects today. So
I was gonna say I get to be the diva today, so
Yes.
today, just today. Oh! Wah, 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 wah. So let's talk about this. How long have you been diagnosed?
oh gosh, I was 31, so 9 years. Unfortunately, I was a late diagnoser as an adult when I went to the doctor and I was just having a mental breakdown and couldn't understand why I couldn't get out of it. And I was like, what's wrong with me? And yeah, it turned out, oh, you're autistic. You just think differently than everybody else.
How'd you get that test? What got you to that conclusion?
I went and saw my primary care physician. There was a lot of loopholes we had to jump through with filling out assessments, and how many times I saw my primary care physician, making sure that all of my signs and symptoms, and I'm putting those in quotation marks, were documented. And then I was seen by a clinical psychologist. And then we did something called an ADOS, which is the Autistic Diagnostic Assessment. And then, yeah, that was it. It was a very long process. I shouldn't say that was it. It took months and months to go through. So
long.
Hey, I get it. It's not easy, but you got it done, right?
yeah, it was a lot of work and a lot of tears, man, because I had to go through lots of memories and answer questions. And just like I said, especially for an autistic person who does not like different, yeah, it was not fun.
Oh,
I guess that's the hard part for everybody, right? We all go through that at different stages. But you've been epileptic your whole life, right? You've had some other issues, or is epilepsy new as well?
No, I've been epileptic my whole life. I got the diagnosis for epilepsy a few years after my autistic diagnosis. And it was because, again, I'm just going to throw a stat out there for everyone who does know, about 33% of autistics also have epilepsy. So see your neurologist, please, guys. There's your PSA for the day.
That's not it. I'm pretty sure that's not your only one. There'll be about 5 more before.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This. Hey guys, this is my interest and my hyper fixation. So yeah, I could talk for hours.
I was just saying, when she tried to lie to you guys, you're like, nah, that's it. No, that's not it. She's lying. She's lying to you. That's not.
You see my hands? I'm about to get flappy here.
Slap hands. Watch out now, right?
I know.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So then I had to have the EEG and everything with the little stickies on my head, and yeah, I got diagnosed with that. And now I'm like, but the type of epilepsy I have is genetic, and I've had it all my life, which explains so much of my childhood now.
So much.
Oh yeah.
Hey, why do you say that? Why so much?
Because between autism and epilepsy, let's see, the emotional distress, blacking out, not remembering anything, having no way to finish my work. The only way I could remember something was if I repeated it like 1,000 times in my head. That's why music was always great, because in music class we played the same songs over and over to practice, right? So I got real good at memorizing. So, but yeah, otherwise, yeah, there was just so many times where I blacked out, or I fell, or I fainted. I couldn't play sports because everyone said, Audra, what are you doing? You're running off into no man's land.
I was gonna say, I just thought it was because you sucked. Oh, sorry.
Well, I also have dyspraxia, so yes, I did.
I was gonna say, I remember those days. And don't let that be the older reason. Come on now. I'm sorry. That's me.
I would black out and fall over, and I'm like, whoa, what's happening?
That's not how you play this game, guys. It's not. All right. Sorry.
It's not how you be a team player.
Oh God, I'm horrible for that one. So what changed for you after diagnosis?
Friends, actually. I had like almost zero friends, zero interaction. I got diagnosed and I was able to drop the mask that I wear every day to make other people happy. And I made myself happy and not in that way.
Wow.
So
Well,
yeah,
that
I
wasn't
just
why she was doing that before that, I'm sure.
I was doing that way before that, yeah. So I just became my actual self. I shaved my head and started living life the way I wanted to live it.
Yes.
How'd that make you feel? Did that help? Was it refreshing? I mean,
Yeah, it was scary at first and it was hard. I lost a lot of friends, not friends per se, but like acquaintances, I guess. I lost a lot of contacts. But I gained so much in the meantime. I have lots more true friends now. I have the ability to actually talk before I couldn't before.
no, there's no crying. We're not crying this morning. Okay.
No.
Pinky swear?
Pinky swear I've done
I
enough
don't
crying
believe
this
her.
week.
I don't think anybody believes you. Even Janejira over there was like, I don't believe her. So let me ask you this. It sounds like, and I think we all talk about this. We all have this profound weight lifted off our shoulders, and not so much excuse, but you have this sense of, well, this is what's wrong with me. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, it's like all of a sudden there's this explanation for everything that went on, and why it physically hurt me to look and make eye contact at somebody, why I couldn't read at the pace that everybody else was. So yeah, all those little things along the way just explained it, and it made me happy because there was other people who were like me, and I found this huge circle of actual, like I said, just actual friends now. And I think I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life, to the point where, like I said, I'm doing stand-up comedy now. And my writing has become my art.
Uh-oh, we're gonna get there soon enough. God damn it. You can't just wait. Okay. Listen, Karen. God damn it.
Apparently, I like to be an alpha or a dom when it comes to relationship.
It just got real. This is not dating with disabilities. Okay. We're not talking about any of that. Anyway, so without further ado, so you're now doing comedy. You kind of beat the horse to the wagon. Are you any good at it?
Of course, if you ask me, I got two answers. The inside of me is going, "You're shit. You're a piece of shit. Get off the stage. You're garbage."
No.
At least you're honest with yourself. I can appreciate that. You know what I mean? At least she's honest. Go ahead.
But there's this other part of, I think every comedian has, that's this delusional land that you live in that goes, "I'm the greatest one in the world. Now give me stage time." So you have like these two worlds. No, I didn't think that I was. I just did it to I guess, like I said, try something new. I'm trying this new thing in life. I'm having a midlife crisis where I live for the moment. If I want to try it, well, fuck it, I'm gonna try it. So I wanted to I did. And apparently I'm a little good because I've had a few fans come up and say, hey, you're gonna keep doing this, right? You're funny.
Aw,
So.
killing it.
Yeah, she's all hey, how do you say it? Like when you're at a sandwich, I've had better, right? Oh fuck, dude. Bro.
All right, Simon.
Hey, shit, did that get a little too personal?
No.
That hurt. That one hurt. I saw that. So it's one of those where you got to look at things and go, honestly, are you hitting stride? Are you having a little bit of fun? I think the best part for me is knowing that you're trying. And there's no real way to tell people other than that when you're doing comedy, you're either trying or you're not trying. And as long as you're trying, there's really not much anyone can say to you. You know what I mean? And so for me, you're out there, you're giving it a shot. You're going to learn, you're going to take your bumps, right? But you're at least out there taking some at bats. And there are a ton of people out there that can't even say that. And so I'll give you those props. Now, here's the good news and the bad news. I haven't got to see it perform. And we've talked about this because every time we've been on the same show, I've been at work. And so I'll literally come out of ramen shop and I'm hobbling in, right? And she'll tell you, I'm sitting in my car with my bandana on, little ramen noodle hanging from my fucking skin, right? And I'm over here and I killed my set. And I'm like, how was that? She's like, oh, you fucking killed it. I said, okay, bye. That's it. That's about it. How'd you do it? And she's like, I think good. I got a couple laughs. And I'm like, you can't always judge that because, it's online. And when you're online and we're doing it with our group of, special superheroes of comedy, right? We're doing our shows. So it's totally different. I'm glad you said you're doing comedy. I just remembered Audra can open a live show now.
Yes.
We should give her 5 minutes on a show and she'll bring everybody and get all the oddies out. That would be dope. So that we'll save that venture for a different day, right?
Yeah.
But that's the thing is I know it's hard and then it's also kind of easy at times depending on what happens, right?
Yeah, online shows are weird. I will say it's a different feeling because some of the shows that I've been on, it's like all the people want their things muted, so there's no laughing. And you don't hear anything, and it's kind of like, yay, hey, but you don't know what's landing, you don't know if it's good, and then you have those where it is you do have people who are laughing and you don't know if it's like a pity laugh or if it's other comedians laughing. So I do get that, and I am going to venture out more with the comedy. Unfortunately, this brings me, so don't make me cry. My mom actually has lupus, and she is currently in need of a liver. And so I choose not to go out too often anymore.
Pardon my French, but bitch, I told you you were gonna cry.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've lost my mom, so I want you to remember this when we talk about this, and you get all sad. At least you know.
Yeah.
And there's a value in that, and there's a whole nother lesson. And a lot of people are like, he's an asshole for saying that. No, I'm not.
No, you're absolutely right. I know, and at least that's why I say I get to choose. I have that privilege to say I get to choose to stay home and do comedy shows online right now, so I can be with her and have that time.
The final countdown. Oh,
exactly.
That was sorry, that's the only thing I can think of was that song. It's a horrible reference, but it's true. Oh no, I'm going.
Oh no, don't worry. You know what? I even have my mom in my comedy routine about how, of course, I think my sister is the favorite. So yeah, I tease her all the time. It's all right. I tease my dying mother. I get it.
That's because you're an asshole. I really think that's what it is. That's really what the problem is. Oh, let me ask you, who's your favorite comedian?
Ooh, I have so many because so comedy actually was a hyperfixation way before Dante even knew this. I've been watching comedy actually my whole life, basically.
Aw.
The ones I watch on repeat like 1,000 times are Mike Birbiglia and Hannah Gadsby.
Mike Birbiglia.
And that's probably, Dante, why you might not enjoy my style of comedy sometimes, because everyone has their own style of comedy. And I love storytelling.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I relate more to Mike Birbiglia's, like the performance, and I don't know, like I said, the storytelling behind it. I'm not one to make jokes. I'm not a joke person. I wish I could be. I wish I could be like Dante. You know, hop in my car right out of my job and just do a set and go back in.
Just tell some jokes right quick.
Yeah, just drop a hot 16, right?
Yeah.
That's basically what. Yeah, I get it. I don't think it. You know, I'm not great yet. I'm getting there. I'm getting closer, right? But I don't. A lot of times, I think a lot of people don't have the understanding of how robotic and good I've gotten at doing exactly that. You know what I mean? And just being able to just be like, yeah, okay, cool. I got 2 minutes, or like you saw the one day I rolled out of bed and literally the guy was like, I think our headliner is going to show up. I'm not sure. I hope. Oh, there's Dante. Dante's here. All right. Perfect timing. We didn't miss him. And I rolled out of bed and did a 20-minute set. And everybody was just like, Jesus. So it's a talent. It's also, and that's why I laugh when you said Zoom's different. Zoom has made it to where I can do that. My jokes are like on a recorder now. Even when I do them, I know when to pause. I've figured out my tone, change the tone, giving you the little eye wink after I say something, because I watch myself. So there's a lot, I think, of showmanship and finished product that people don't understand you get by doing Zoom. You know what I mean? There's so many things that you can get by doing Zoom that a lot of people miss out on knowing that and seeing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's pros and cons to both. I mean, but of course I love being in person, you know, with, I don't know, the smell of a club or a small little bar, dive bar, you know, and being with just a group of people. You know, I do miss it.
And then how do you feel like your diagnoses affect your creativity right now? Do you feel like they do? I mean, you're still new. So I think for you, and then not to say random, but I think it's been a calling for you and actually an opportunity to get booked, because you've been worked into this network with me and the disabled community already. So you've got some bookings and got an audience that's open to what you're doing. So I think for you, it's kind of been a success story. It hasn't been a negative yet, has it?
Honestly, no. And again, that's because I live in my delusional land right now of, I don't hear the negative. Haha. You know, I just walk around, you know, and live in my own space, in my own little world. Yeah, so I'm a writer I'm a writer. That's what I actually did, you know, part of what I did for a living, and I still do, even before the comedy stuff. And so writing is like a love, hate, death, and life for me. There's days where I'll write, you know, I don't know, 1,000 words because I have, you know, 5 ideas and I'll get them all out and I'm up for 24 hours. And then there'll be days where I struggle to even get 2 words on the paper. And no matter what I do, I can't motivate myself. And I'm telling you, if that internal fixation is not there, it ain't happening.
That's me this month.
Yeah, and it's the 1 month worth of writing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's the only thing I struggle with. And even no matter what routine I put myself on, I can never follow it.
Well, that's kind of where I'm at, and I'd have to agree. Is like now I moved into my own space. I've got the room, like we talked about this earlier. I've got the room, and so now it was like, now I do it. Like you can ask Janejira. I've been on her ass the last 36 hours. Like not like she's like, I've missed this kind of, right. You're like, oh my God, it's making me work. I kind of missed this. I missed you, right? Oh,
Yes.
I heard her voice. She said, get flyer work and you're paying me. I've missed this. Right? And like we had to talk about getting editing done. I was like, well, we need somebody. She said, oh, I could do that easily. I could probably edit a ton of them. Like, yes, we're back. Right?
We're back and better than ever. Season 2.
I just saw her do the Kermie. I can see the whole gift just.
Yeah.
But I think that's where, and like that's the fun part. And I started at the beginning of the show. I said I think Autastic Artists is back at 150% because it starts with me. I'm not gonna. It sucks to say that, but it does. I'm the firecracker. I'm going to put in all the work. I've got to pull all the strings, and then you've got your fire, and then once my fire burns and your fire burns, next thing you know, we've got the Triforce, like in Zelda, of creativity and artists, and we're ready to go. I know the rest of the house is like, fuck him. Because I'm at the top and I'm probably echoing down, and they're just like, this is bullshit. We didn't pay to hear your podcast, and we don't want to. This is audio rape, sir. This is audio rape. We don't want to hear this. So I think we've got one more serious question. Then we get to have the fun part, and I get to make up the shitty. I hate that part of the show. We'll talk about that later. But let me ask. She slowed down. She got the first one right. Ever since then, it's been shit. You said you had some things you wanted to talk about, some projects, some things like that. What do you got?
So I'm actually on a show this week for cross-border comedy for iLaugh. And that is also Juliana Heng is the host for that. It's actually on November 12th. It's a Friday at 4 a.m. for our time. But it's 7 a.m. for the Eastern seaboard. So, and then I am working on a TV show episode. And the premise for the show is that our essential workers, we're going to be recording them and doing bits and how they interact with customers. Because I have so many stories from my sister who works in retail and customer service. And the format of the show is kind of going to be like Reno 911. So I'm super excited about that. And I'm also working on a comedy special, and it's going to be about 45 minutes long, and it is going to be geared for the disabled and autistic community, especially for parents, because I will be taking it to tour around Washington State for all of the nonprofit organizations and the PTAs.
That sounds exciting.
Yeah. I'm on a good one. I think I'm on a call me butter baby, because I'm on a roll. Don Zanklin said, woohoo, baby. She's performing on the same show all the way from Toronto.
Oh, Dawn, yes.
Yay!
She's Don's gonna call me later and be like, really? Nah. Well, I'm only because you're mentoring. Maybe you should be a better mentor, right? Is that? I know that's how Don's gonna hit me. She's probably gonna laugh and have a little comment and have a giggle as that comes across the board. I'm pretty sure. So let me ask you: is what's been the best part about doing comedy now?
Telling my story. I never wanted to write a book about my story, but I mean, there is just honestly the title of my special is going to be I Can't, because there is just so much shit that has gone through my life, and I look back and I go, how did I get here? What the hell? And it's been all, I mean, I don't need to write jokes. I just write my life, and this is how it plays out. So
that's how I do it.
Hold up, stand by. I think we had to talk about this, remember? And I told you that when I was talking to somebody about that, I said, that's That's what it becomes. When you get to a certain level in comedy, it no longer becomes telling jokes. It's just talking.
Yep.
And if you're able to do the just talking, right, then you're able to get it done. And if you can just get on stage, and I think that's one of the things I talked to you about was, if I could just get to that point where I was just talking on stage, like I do with a lot of you guys, ooh, people are going to be in trouble.
Yeah. Yep.
No, well, you know what I mean, and you like, that's not the disillusional side. It's just, you know what I mean. Like
Oh yeah, I get it.
I'm funnier, and then when we get in person, I'm even funnier. And you get me around certain people, and it's like, whoo, I think I just peed a little.
See, it's like I feel like Eminem. I'm like, give me the mic, show me where the stage is at, you know.
Hello, right? And so I think that's where, people don't always get that, right? People don't always get the idea that that's what it's up. You know what I mean? That's where things are at. You know what I mean? And so I don't know. I don't think a lot of people understand that some of the times. And it's not that hard. It's not that easy. But when you've got it, and you've really got it, that's really all it is going out there and just speaking about what happened on Saturday, and turning what happened last Sunday into a whole thing, right? And I don't think everybody really gets that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. There's a lot that goes into, like you said, with showmanship and where to drop, stop for pausing and laughter and all that other stuff. But yeah.
You know what I mean? So you said your favorite comedians. What's your favorite color?
Purple.
I knew that one. And guess what color we graduated? Purple and gold, bitches!
Yay!
By the way, for all the local people, just so you know, our alma mater, Highline High School, has made the state playoffs in football for the first time.
What?
1990.
Go sports.
Yeah, just so y'all know, we only won like 5 games. My favorite number is 5. That's a fucked up way to remember it. But yeah, we won 5 games in 3 years I was at Highline. It fucking was
Yeah, that would actually be accurate.
And I won one of them my fucking self. We won't talk about that. Never mind. So
This isn't a sports podcast.
Is that how we're doing it? That's where we're drawing the line. Okay. This isn't a fucking makeup podcast either, bastard. I hate you so much right now. Right. So here we go. The favorite part of the show. We got the. What is it? 3
Lightning round.
There you go. I'll let you take the lead on this. Go ahead. Did you make questions this week, Janejira? You seem a little pumped up.
Absolutely not. I just know that this is Audra's favorite part. So I'm hyped.
But you're hyped. She's like,
I'm the person in the friend group that's like, I'm just here to have a good time, guys.
That's actually very accurate.
You're the asshole who really has nothing to contribute, but somehow you're like, yay, I'm here. I'm having fun.
I'm here. I'm clear. I'm ready to party.
Like, you won't even know if Jane's there half the time, except for when you look back and you saw the photos of her standing next to the parrot with a drink, right? That's kind of Jane.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I didn't miss her on that one. She's got a point. I'm not really coming out my shell. You won't even know I'm on the whole cruise. And we were there for 10 days.
I was the squirrel in the tree in the background,
Great. Stalker much? God. So, hey, we're doing good on time too. We're right about that hour mark. So, yeah, because we got to have time for commercials and all that. So, with that being said, lightning round. Janejira, I'll let you go first. Do you want to go silly or serious?
All right. I only know silly.
Damn it. All right, go ahead.
Okie dokie. Let's see. If you were a season, what season would you be and why?
Ooh, I would be I'd be winter, because I love the snow. I was born in January, and because I am a Capricorn and a goat, I am very resourceful, and I can live alone and hibernate and be on that mountain, on that side of the mountain by myself for quite some time. And you wouldn't even have to come find me. I'm good.
All introverts be like.
Yep, we're there.
Mm-hmm. I love it. Okay, now for the most important question, obviously. What is your favorite dinosaur?
Ooh, I love the Velociraptor.
Yes.
They're smart and they're sneaky, and they're probably with their little way they could probably leap up, with their big claws. I don't know, something about way I could just rip something open. Yeah.
Did you know they're
That'd be
supposed
me.
to have feathers?
Yes. And I would want to be part lizard, part feather.
Ooh.
I think that would be awesome.
What color would your feathers be?
Oh, immediately purple and blue.
Yes.
Purple and turquoise. Way better. Way better.
Purple and blue because I am bisexual.
Yes. And then there's like a little bit of pink on the end. You'll be the whole bi flag, but in dinosaur format.
As I tear your flesh.
You're a Bilociraptor.
Awesome. You now have new merch.
Yes.
Lick a lot of puss.
Hey! Wrong podcast.
Wrong podcast.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself. Dad joke for the win. Dad joke for the win. All right.
That was a good one, though.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I thought so too. It's well time. It's part of it's. Hey, like we talked about, it's timing. All right.
Timing.
Timing.
Right? So then, last but definitely not least, I got to get a couple in before we just do all serious at the end. So let me ask you: being autistic, being a comedian, what have you seen that has really impacted you? How do you feel like you're different? Have you done a live show?
A lie? No, I haven't.
Have you done a non-special comedian show yet?
What do you mean? Just like a regular show?
Yeah, just a regular show.
Yeah.
What was different? I guess that would be a good question. What was different for you between that and our one of our laughable shows or something like that?
Oh, I see what you're saying, where the target audience was not from one of our communities. Yeah, it's different because I change up my jokes. I have, like, obviously, like I said, I have many stories, and so I have all of them memorized. Like Duante said, you go on like this robotic mode, and so what stories I tell are different. That's all. Sometimes I'll talk about like my paranormal stuff, the ghost hunting, and family more, and leave out my epilepsy and all that other stuff.
Okay.
Otherwise, like you said, the jokes don't land and you're standing in front of an audience who's just like,
I don't want to talk about this anymore. This sucks. Why is this guy here? Right?
Yeah.
This guy's an asshole.
Yeah.
Do you even like him? I don't like him.
He needs some help.
Usually get the, whoa, can she say that on stage?
Is this allowed?
Am
I allowed to laugh?
Yeah, am I allowed to laugh?
That's hilarious. So what's your that's one serious question. Next serious question. What is your biggest goal identifying as a comedian with special needs? What do you have a goal as a comedian with special needs? Is there some sort of calling you feel you have, or voice?
Yep. My goal is that special that I'm working on. I would love to perfect that and take it on the road, because I don't wish to have a Netflix special. I'm not one who's looking to, tour the country and every single, like I said, dive bar and club here and there. I'm just looking to tell my story to an audience who I think needs a night out and needs a laugh.
Go ahead, Janejira. You can be goofy for a minute.
Well, actually, I was going to ask another important question that we always do. What is your favorite stimming activity?
Oh my gosh, I love stim dancing. So I will put on my favorite music that I love with headphones and full blast. So none of my other senses are, you know, activated except for my hearing. And then I will almost ballet dance, and I do movements with my hands and my feet.
Yes. We love it.
Yes. That's all right.
It's healthy too. It's exercise.
I get you. I get you. I'll do the last serious one. And I guess it's not too serious, but I'll ask it. If there was anybody you could perform in front of, dead, alive, who would it be?
Oh. You're gonna make me cry.
Oh.
Gotcha, bitch.
I have a couple people, and they recently died, and it would be my second father, well, third father actually, my other adult authority figure, Haroon Rashid. He's my best friend's dad. He recently passed away from COVID.
Oh.
I'd want him to see me perform. And then my uncle Vinny, who was Native American, and he passed away from suicide. And so, yeah.
So you say now I'm almost ready to cry. That's not fun. It's only fun when other people cry. I don't like it. Yeah, I am a jerk in that sense. I don't mind making everybody else cry, but oh, you make me cry. Now I'm mad.
I can't have feelings here.
So let's lighten the mood. Good news is we'll be talking about all kinds of orgasms in about 3 hours.
On that note,
we'll be getting intimate and talking about orgasms here in a little bit. So we'll change gears in about 3 hours. But last but not least, let's tell us, what do you have going on? What's new? We talked about your show. When's your next show?
Yeah, this Friday for sure. Like I said, the one that's like 4 a.m, or yeah. So it's that one. And then I don't really have anything too set. I have, things that I sign up for every week. So I do open mics and such.
And do you have a website or anything where they can find you, or have you created your Audra the comedian page? Or
comedian, I know. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok with my handle Autastic_Audra. Where you will see me perform and do jokes on TikTok because I love dancing.
Yes.
Not her best idea. White people don't know how to dance, and she falls in that category. She's not one of the white girls from like, oh my god, she's popping it. It's like, nope, she's regular white girl. All right, cool.
I'm popping it right on
That's
the floor.
me at the club.
All offbeat and 47
Pop your hips.
Not at the same time either, right? Like, I get it. That was funny. That was good. I think that's a keeper. So if you guys have had a good time, check us out. We'll be back in about 3 hours. We'll be back at 12. I felt like Chuck Woolery. We'll be back in 2 and 2, right? But again, give it up for our whole cast, the whole rambunctious bunch. Give it up for our host, co-host usually, and our guest today, Audra Sisak.
Yes.
Give it up for our sound effects DJ, the ones and twos, potato chips enthusiast, Janejira Damron. And last but not least, your host with the most and the guy who usually has to eat a bar of soap by the time this episode's over. Give it up for me, SuitMan!